Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tai Chi here with Haley of Sacred Lotus Heart. And today we are going to be working on our energy fields as well as starting to move our Qi and our energy around and throughout us. So if you do have a question throughout class, just raise your hand and we'll unmute you and you can go ahead and ask your question. I'll also stop periodically through class so that I can take any questions for those that are new to our Tai Chi. If you've never done Tai Chi before, it is a relaxed movement form of meditation. Very similar to yoga in some aspects, but yet very different as well. So what we're going to start with is opening up our aura, opening up our Qi, our dantians. Our dantians run along the same lines as our chakras, but the chakras are a part of the dantians. So our dantians, we have 3 of them: lower, middle, and upper. The lower dantian is a mixture of the 3 lower chakras, almost making sort of like a cone shape. And then we have our middle dantian that connects to our middle chakras, making another cone shape out of our body. And then our upper chakras connecting to the upper dantian. We also have what is called the hara line, which runs through some of the chakras and our dantians down through our bodies, and then right around the middle of our thigh, just below the root chakra line, it starts to go the other direction. So it comes down the front, switches, goes through the foot, up, switches, and comes up the back and around. Then we have the microcosmic wheel that comes down and up the body in a circular motion. We have chakras that are in the back body as well as the front body. We have them that rest in between different chakras that cone out through the back of the body. So let's say you know about your heart and your throat chakra. We actually have another one that's at the little soft spot in the back of the skull where the neck and the skull meet. That little triangle is called a gateway. It's also another chakra point, but in the back. So we have lots of different layers of chakras, and we have layers of our dantians, our bandhas, and our hara line. So we're going to be working on all of that today. When you're ready, I want you to find a comfortable position to stand. You can be in more of a Tadasana, or in our Tai Chi and Qi Gong world, we call it a horse pose, or a mountain horse in some. You can be feet parallel. You can have your feet at a little bit of a 45-degree angle. When you do bend your knees, because we will have bent knees for most of it, I want you to make sure that the middle of your knees are going towards second and third toe for your knees' health. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to feel our breath coming in and out through the low dantian for our bandhas in the belly. We're going to let our hands be down by our sides. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Take your tailbone down and lift the crown up. Feeling the breath coming in through the body, down to the pelvic floor. Breathing out, drawing the navel closer to the spine. Breathing in. Breathing out. Letting the rest of the world melt away. Letting go of expectations of yourself, of worries and concerns. Feeling the heartbeat as it breathes in and you breathe out. Bringing our hands in front of the low dantian, in front of the belly. We're going to inhale and let the hands separate as they flow out. And as you breathe out, you're going to let those hands start to come closer together. Breathing in and breathing out. You might start to feel a tingling or a pressure or even a stickiness in between the hands. Breathing in and breathing out. We're building our Qi, our life force, our pranayama. We're going to come to our middle dantian and do the same thing, breathing in and exhaling. Let your throat be relaxed. Your eyes be soft. Let's go to our upper dantian through the third eye and crown. And we're going to bring our hands in front of our third eye and gently let the palms face the floor and cascade down in front of the body. We're going to bring our hands facing up towards the sky. We're going to inhale up and breathing out, letting it cascade down through the center of the body. Bend your knees. Turning the palms up, breathing in. And breathing out, taking the Qi through the body, through the soles of the feet. Turning the palms to face up, we're going to bring that earth energy up through the body, through your very center. When you reach your heart, turn your palms to face away and then rotate them up, pressing the sky away from the earth. Turning the face to the earth and breathing all the way down. Let's do that again. Letting yourself stand comfortably in open position. Feeling the breath as it comes in and out of the body, as the Qi begins to move through your body. Imagining your life force, the energy of the universe coming in through your low dantian, the belly area, feeling like a bright light. Expanding outwards, almost like a cone shape, going towards the floor, towards the middle, and out to the sides, as it also cones out through the back side of the body. Going to the middle dantian, allowing that to open up as well. A cone shape coming out to the front and the back as it slowly touches the bottom dantian cone and the upper. Going to the upper dantian and letting that cone open up through the third eye and the back of the skull. Now we're going to open up our center channel. It's like a cylinder, crystalline, going all the way through our being, our body, our spine. Another cone shape, vortex type shape coming from the crown, reaching up and out. That sphere comes all the way down through, opening up the cylinder, all the way through the body, down to the center, through the soles of the feet, opening up another cone vortex shape coming from the soles of the feet outwards. Letting your eyes slowly open if they were closed. Bringing the hands to rest in front of the heart, a few inches away from the chest. Palms facing your chest. We're going to breathe in, taking the hands away, and breathe out, draw the hands closer. Breathing in, let the hands separate even more. Breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Letting the hands rest in front of the chest. Take the palms to face the earth and press down as we bend the knees. Raising the earth, gentle wrists glide up towards the heart. And exhale, gentle wrists float down as if there is no gravity. Shins go towards the toes a little bit, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the prana, the Qi, coming up through the soles of the feet, into the body, into the heart, and breathing out, letting it cascade down. Breathing in and grab that Qi in front of the heart, holding the sphere. Make it stronger by breathing into it. Breathing out, pushing it together, molding a tighter, stronger ball. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking that ball and bringing it down to the left hip. And then back up to the center. Bringing it down to the right hip. Back up to the center. Back and forth. Starting to let your body sway with the movement. You can let your knees begin to move with you. Bringing the hands to that center and back down. Down in front of the pelvis, hands are gentle and relaxed. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the Qi coming in towards your hands from all areas. We're going to inhale and separate our hands, but we're going to let them float up towards the lower dantian. And then we're going to let them float down. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Now we're going to take our hands up by the heart. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out, take them back down. taking this diamond shape. Progressing, coming up, breathing out to the center, coming up to the third eye, breathing out to the crown, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Feel the tailbone gently going down, anchoring you. Breath deep into the belly. Pausing with the hands down at the lowest point. Palms face up. We're going to scoop up along those sides again, inhaling all the way up. And exhale all the way down, bending the knees. Scooping up, breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Let the hands come in front of the low dantian, the belly. Connecting with your Qi, your aura, your chakras. Balancing the yin and yang. Our left hand is going to float up and the left hand is going to float down. Exhale, let them switch as we make a slow orbit around the hands. Taking turns on which is in front and which is in back. Balancing the left and right sides of the body. You can make this movement as grand or as small as you wish. It can be closer to you. It can be just the hands. It can be just the thumbs. It can be in your mind. Letting that orbit happen. Balancing the moon and feminine side of the left, the yin, with the yang, the fiery masculine. Balancing earth and sky, taking the left hand all the way up, rotating the palm towards the sky, and the left hand pressing the earth away. Tailbone down and crown reaching up. Inhale, come back into your yin and yang balance. Right hand presses down, left hand to the earth. Continuing this pattern. The next time that the left hand is facing the sky, we're going to pause. Breathe out, stretch the spine, bend your knees. We're going to breathe out towards the left, twisting, keeping the knees forward. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Knees are facing forward. Breathing in. Balancing the yin and yang again. Pushing earth and sky away. Knees forward. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you gently twist. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Balance yin and yang. Continuing to move in your yin and yang. And letting the hands come all the way up one at a time. Slowly rolling the wrists and arcing down along the sides. Going back up the sides, roll the wrists the opposite way. Letting your hands flourish. Next time the hands come up, we're going to let the wrists touch. And then let the hands come in Adala Mudra and come down in front of the heart. Slowly let the hands relax and separate those hands away, moving the Qi. And then down to the Lo Dan Tian. Letting it rest there, breathing in and out. Starting into our movements, we're going to move into parting clouds. With parting clouds, you can move the whole body, you can move portions of the body. In parting clouds, we allow one hand to drift as if it's opening up a shear, and the long side of the pinky part of the arm is pressing that shear away, rotating, as the other hand swoops underneath, following. And then we start to watch the second hand as it moves another shear, and the first one is now following below. Again, you can keep the arms close, can let them be grand. You can make it just about the arms. You can allow yourself to sway. We're actually going to be traveling with this one today. At first, I want you to feel the movement, parting the clouds, parting the frustrations and the busyness in the mind, the fogginess in our thinking. Feeling the breath as it gently moves in and it gently moves out. First, we're going to try going in a circle around yourself. Doesn't matter which direction you start. Just moving, whichever one you're going to start moving that foot, step out forward. Sway. And that's going to be the foot that's going to go around, almost pivoting. You'll notice that your steps become less boxy and more fluid. Making your way to where you began. Maybe you start to let your torso turn with you and swaying even more. We're going to go the other direction. So now the foot that stayed closer to the middle is going to be the one moving to the outside. Returning to where you began. We're going to let ourselves open up to the left side and pause. Make sure your knee feels okay. The right hand is underneath. The left is forward. We're going to let the right come up, passing that left, and then it's going to start to make a hook, lifting up as if you're picking up a handkerchief, and it's going to arc over the top as the left comes underneath. Inhaling towards the left. Exhaling to the right. The next time the right hand comes towards the right side, we're going to lift the left toes up and then place them back down as we continue. Now let's do the other side. Continue into your parting clouds. Letting now the left arm is going to be that hook. And we're going to start letting the left foot stay down and the right toes are going to come up. Continuing to move in parting clouds. Then resting in the center, hands at the low dantian, breathing in and out. The hands come down, raising the earth up and lowering down. letting the hands rest down, the palms facing up, breathing in towards the low dantian as we come out. Exhale towards the middle. Inhale to the upper. Exhale to the crown. Hands face up. Inhale, swooping up the sides, all the way up overhead. Exhaling down through the center. Again. Hands come to the lower dantian, breathing in and out. Middle dantian. Upper dantian. And all the way down to the bottom. Balancing the yin and yang. Pressing earth and sky away as we breathe out to one side. Breathing into center and breathing out to the other side. Breathing into center, balancing right and left. Pressing earth and sky, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, balancing yin and yang. And then beginning to part clouds. Right hand is going to become your hook and crane. Lifting the left toes, and then parting clouds again. Right hand is going to continue, and left hand now is going to become your hook and crane as the right toes come up, and then back into parting clouds. Pausing in the middle, with those palms facing upward in the center. Pressing the hands down. Balancing yin and yang as both hands make one circuit around. And then the hands come up to the top. Rolling the wrists. Coming out to the sides, and then rolling back up. Letting the wrists meet. Andala Mudra. Letting the hands rest in open position. feeling the qi as it moves through you. Eyes rest gently. Throat is open and soft. Placing the tip of the tongue just behind the front teeth, the roof of the mouth. Jaws are relaxed. Bringing the ring and pinky fingers to meet the thumb as the pointer and middle fingers reach out, sword finger. Bending the elbows to bring those fingertips closer to the center and letting just the pointers touch as a cluster of fingers and thumb point towards the heart. Slightly bend the knees in whichever horse stance you are in. Tailbone down. Feeling the connection of the qi through the body here. Unbending the elbows and taking the arms out to the sides as the fingertips point out. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Bending the elbows again and bringing the pointers to touch the third eye with a bunch of fingers pointing out. Pointers and middle fingers touch and come up overhead, and the other cluster of fingers touch, similar to temple. Letting that together slide down in front of the heart, creating a gate or a prism. And then rotating the wrists so the fingertips point in front and then point down. Unbending the elbows, pressing those hands down, and then releasing the mudras, releasing the hands. Standing in whatever is a comfortable stance for you, whether it's a wider horse stance or a closer one similar to Tadasana. Tailbone going down, navel slightly in and up, crown of the head reaching up. Slight bend in the knees. Finding that comfortable spot. Feeling the breath as it comes in and out. Connecting to the spiral vortexes of each chakra. From the root and red to the sacral and orange, to the gold of the solar plexus, to the green of the heart, the blue of the throat, the indigo of the third eye, and the combination of purple and white of the crown. Following the sphere all the way down through the cone at the crown of the head, down through the center into the soles of the feet. Connecting earth and sky. Following the cosmic orbit, coming down through the front. From the crown of the head down along the nose, the face, the chest, to the center of the legs, down the front of the legs into the soles of the feet, coming up through the soles of the feet, the back side of the body, the sacrum, along the spine, middle of the shoulders, along the cervical spine, the sacrum to crown connection, the hara line coming down the front of the body, to the middle of the legs, just below the root chakra, and sliding to the back of the legs, going down to the heels, along the soles of the feet, to the toes, up the tops of the feet, the front of the ankles, up the shins, to the mid-thighs, and switching to the sacrum, up along the spine, the wings, the gateway, the crown, lower dantian, middle dantian, and upper. Allowing yourself to step the legs together. Bringing the hands up the sides, palms facing upwards and slightly bending the knees a little bit, shoulders rolled back. Feeling the connection of the earth and sky balanced at the center with your hands. Equal weight on the feet, shins towards the toes. And then rotating the palms face down. Keep them by your side, standing upright, and press the hands down along the sides, signaling to your body you're going to be ending your practice for your Tai Chi and your Qi Gong. Connecting to your full body, all of the parts of yourself. Signaling a gratitude and a thank you and honoring to all those that have learned before us, presently and to come. Having a soft, upright left hand with a gentle right fist and slightly bowing in. Does anyone have any questions today about the practice that we did today, or your own practice, or something that we did in a previous week? You can feel free to unmute yourself and ask away. This is the part of having our private group like this versus some of the other ones that are done for other organizations. We can have feedback. You can ask your questions, and we have more of a one-on-one. So why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your questions. Let me know how you're doing. How was this practice for you today? Is everyone there? Anyone? It doesn't seem like anyone is saying anything. So we're going to come into a little bit of a chanting motion using our sound and our vibrations. So what we're going to be doing is chanting Om. So it's not only used in yoga, but it's also used in many other modalities. And when we chant Om with a soft throat and a gentle mouth, we allow for the back of the skull, where the bones connect and fuse, to allow it to slightly rattle and vibrate. When that happens, it actually creates a stronger brain function. It also allows for you to have better cognitive skills, memory retention, and it clears some of those cobwebs from the mind so that you can allow yourself to actually open up more in your awakening. You can stay standing, you can sit, or you can sit in a chair, propped up on pillows, whatever feels good to you. I recommend letting your arms be relaxed, or even coming into a Dharma mudra where you have your left hand supporting your right and the thumbs gently touch. Just to start out with. Rolling the shoulders back. Letting the throat relax, like you're fogging up glass, that relaxed part of the throat. Let your eyes become calm. Om is an OM sort of sound. We're going to begin. Om. Try it again. Om. Try to allow your throat to relax and your skull to even relax. When you start to close off the Om, try taking the tongue a little closer to the roof of the mouth. Try it again. One more time. Just letting yourself breathe in and out. Returning to normal breath. You'll notice when you stand versus seated, the length of your breath is going to be different. You're going to have a longer breath as you're seated, less muscles supporting you to stay upright. You'll get a fuller sound when you're seated, a richer sound and more vibration. Does anyone have any questions so far? You can unmute yourself so I can hear you. So does anyone have any questions about their Tai Chi, their Qi Gong practice, or how you're feeling, and or with the chanting? Hi, Natty.
That was a wonderful class. Thank you so much.
Good, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. How are you feeling with it?
Good. It was only my second Tai Chi class ever, so I've got a lot to
Mm-hmm.
learn, but it was fun.
Good. Do you feel your energy moving more? Do you feel you're um, more open and aware?
Yes, I definitely feel my energy moving.
Mm-hmm. The beauty of using a lot of the Qi Gong that we did today, even more than the Tai Chi, is that you can incorporate that into your yoga, which is where it started. The practices were once one and then they separated along the way. So you can use that same aspect to go in and out of your yoga practice into your Tai Chi. So it can be quite powerful. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Feel de-stressed? Any other questions or comments from today's class or your own practice? How are you doing? How do you feel after class versus when you started?
I can tell I've missed a few.
Hi, Grandma.
I can tell I've missed a few because you go left and right and I'm getting mixed up again.
Uh-oh.
I get back. Boy, you can feel the difference. I mean, you can tell the
Mm-hmm.
difference.
Good.
It was beginning to flow easily and now it's back to normal.
That's all right. You'll get it. You'll get it. Are you able to take some time to do some more off and on throughout the week?
Yeah, yes. Yesterday I don't know what happened with getting on to the actual Zoom. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Today I was being asked questions, et cetera, and forgot the time and was going for 10:30 instead of 10. Oh, somehow I made it in.
Yay!
This has got to end.
What has got to end? The craziness of our family?
Yes, the confusion and it's going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It can
Anyway,
only go
thank you.
up, right?
Pardon me. Yes, that's
It can
right.
only go up.
That's right. It can only go up.
Good. Good.
Yeah, well,
Keep
it's good to be.
clearing. Keep clearing your channels. Use your Reiki. Use your Qigong.
Yep,
Yeah.
all of it.
Yes.
It helps, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
You have a good week.
I will. You too.
Love you.
Bye. Are you there, Joanne? Are you still with us, or did you float off into the ethers today?
No, I'm here. I'm here. Today was a bit of a struggle, lots of distractions. So I can relate to having like, wait, left, right? Where am I? So,
Uh-huh. Yep.
but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just Jack needed some
Mm-hmm.
reassurance today, so that was a lot more important. So that's okay.
Did you need reassurance because of the astrological energy or because of how much chi you're removing throughout the house?
Yeah, sure. He seemed really concerned about a lot of things today. So, but he kept trying to lean into me, which is fine, except he's a big dog. So.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's okay. That's okay. He's more important than anything. So,
Well, there are dog yoga classes out there. Maybe I need to develop a Tai Chi and dog class so that you can work with your critters and do your Tai Chi, or maybe mix it up with your yoga and Tai Chi and just call it critter yoga.
Lamont
So,
says yes.
I think it would
yeah.
be very popular.
I know the dogs here where I am right now, Lamont and Ted, they're good buddies. Well, Ted's a little camera shy, but Lamont would probably join in. Floyd and Millie have joined in. Magnus and Max, the cats at home, they've joined in. And when I was in Ohio, I was doing yoga with a cat laying on my belly the whole time, even up in bridge, doing wheel with the cat, the three-legged cat, Monroe, staying on my belly throughout all of it until I had to stand up and she was not happy, but it's doable.
See?
And in Ohio, you saw chickens, you saw horses in the background when I was in Ohio. I'm not going to do chicken yoga or Tai Chi though. I'm not doing any of that with poultry.
Poultry is so uncooperative.
They are uncooperative. I used to raise chickens. Chickens be chickens.
Not scared of your throat.
All right, does anyone have any questions about what we did today or the chanting? No? All right. Well, if you have questions that spike up later for you, go ahead and contact me. All of you know how to do that. And I hope you have a lovely day. I'm going to start getting ready for the chair yoga for the library. Bye.
Thank you, Haley.
You're welcome.